Hey everybody, welcome here. Hope your day's going well. Mine's been pretty good. Good. Okay, do I need to go this way? Nope, I need to go this way. All right. Welcome everyone. Sorry I was a few minutes late. It's all my fault. We had a quick dinner. And, it's all my fault. I can't even blame it on technical difficulties this time. But I'm so glad to be here. Thank you guys for showing up and hanging out with me. Now, tonight's project, I hate to even say this. My hair is going to bug me all night. Tonight's project is like a beginner sewing project. And after making things like zipper pouches, and I don't know if you were here, but some of you might remember when I made those little mini backpacks. Tonight's project's super simple. So it's a very beginner-friendly project. It's also kind of a nice scrap buster project. I watched a lady, what is it? Tamara's Joy, and she did these key ring, she called them key fobs, but they're wristlet key rings, so to speak. And I thought they looked really cute, beginner-friendly. And so I'm going to make a couple of those tonight. But let me start with saying hello. And if I see, who was it? Marlise in here. I want to answer a question that she had earlier today of someone else. But anyway, hey, Lady Z Designs. Welcome. Hey, Rosalind and Pamela. Love all the green. Thank you guys so much for being channel members. And I'm so rude, I didn't introduce myself. If you're new here, I'm Marilyn. My channel is Making with Marilyn, and I do things like sewing, embroidery, bling, a little bit of HTV, sublimation, lasers, and I'm getting ready to jump into the world of UV printing. So I'm really excited about that. But thank you guys for being here. Anyway, hey Pamela, if I didn't say that before I went off on that. Hey Addie and Karen Murray. Hey Rosetta. Hey Visionary Creations and DB. Hey Marlene, welcome. Hey Miwan Rancher, welcome. Hey Stacy says running back and forth to different machines. Be here and listen. All right. Hey Marlene. Hey Donzel, welcome. Okay, Sharon says we're starting out behind on the likes. Please hit that thumbs up. I do appreciate it. And Sharon, thank you for reminding everyone. That's exactly right. Marlene says, thanks for the reminder. I always appreciate those in lives because I forget a lot of the time. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Cindy. Hi, Martha Jordan. Let's see. Let me scroll. Hopefully I don't miss anyone. Hey, Gail. Gail, we know when we're going to do the rest of our garden hanger blocks. I'll talk about that in a little bit. It's going to get hot in this room. Hey, Dee. I saw DB below you. Hey, Bobby. And this is why I said, hi, Dee. My brain was seeing Dee when I was wanting to say Bobby. Hey, Retired Crafter 22 and Creative Notions. A couple more people that are doing the garden hanger blocks. Hi, Nicole. Welcome. Hey, Boyd Apparel and Robin. Let's see. Oh, there I am saying I'll be here in a few minutes. Hey, Shay, welcome. Okay, we're going to have to start scrolling. Scrolling. Hi, Faye. Welcome. Hey, Cheryl. Cheryl does such good projects. She posts them on Facebook. They're so good. Hey, Porgy Town. Hi, Brandy. Hey, Patrice. Welcome. All right. If I missed you, I appreciate you being here, and I do apologize. Hey, Sonia. Let me get my brain straight. Crafting with Paul. Welcome back. Hey, SB Designs. Welcome. All right. Hey, Eve. I see you there. And Sandra, welcome. And Stephanie, welcome. And Valerie Evans, welcome, welcome. Okay. Hey, Sherry. I think I'm at the bottom, and if I did miss you, I do apologize. It was not intentional, and I do truly appreciate you being here. Okay, so tonight, if you saw in the thumbnail, that is not anything that I made. That was an image that I brought in, and our keychain fob, whatever you want to call it, isn't going to look exactly like that, because I noticed in that picture that there were two different colors of fabric. So this is just going to be one color of fabric and super beginner friendly. So is there anyone in the chat who has never sewn before? If you have never sewn with a sewing machine before, put the word never. I want to see if there's any people that hopefully I can inspire to start doing a little bit of sewing. So I'm going to let that catch up, because StreamYard, I'm always, a little bit behind. There's a delay. So if you've never sewn, Eve, she says never. Okay, Boyd. So Boyd does embroidery, but you've never sewn? Hey, Robin. And Robin, one of the Robins says never. Do either of you have a sewing machine? Boyd says never. Okay. Lisa, MBA, says never. Linda Tolbert, never. Wow. Do you guys have access to a sewing machine? Tall glass of fizzy water. I love the cherry limeade fizzy water that you get at Walmart. Valerie said she did in high school, but not since. And Boyd does have a Singer HD. I think, is that what Unbiased uses? The kind of industrial type, the heavy duty. It would be HD. Duh, Marilyn. HD, heavy duty. SB Designs with Sheila says never, and I have two sewing machines. I have used a sewing machine. I was kidding. I know you sew, Lisa, but I usually see you embroidering. All right. Hey, Angel B. I don't think Angel B has ever sewn, or at least not for a long time. Let's see. Valerie, you bought a machine recently and it's still in the box. This would be the perfect project, because when I say it's simple, it is simple. And I say that hoping I don't embarrass myself, because I watched this video 2 times and then I just didn't watch it anymore. And I hope I remember all the steps correctly. The lady I watched, she had 3 ways of making these. We're going to use her way number 2. Bought one from Walmart a long time ago, Linda. Nicole, you haven't? Never? But you're laughing. Does that mean you really have? Now I don't know who's teasing and who's not. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. In the video description below, excellent. Visionary Creations has her fabric and ready to sew with me. Pamela says, I was about 50 years ago in school, but just got a combo and want to use it. Oh, Angel B said, sewed 1 mask back in 2020. Okay. Nicole says, no, never. Back in 2020, I made some masks for my son because he was considered a, whatever that word was. Like, you had to be, we needed you. And anyway, he was going to pharmacy school and working as a tech. And so I sewed some masks, and I was so bad at it. Now, I had sewed mainly curtains. When I was in high school, I sewed this sundress, and it turned out nice. But I was so bad back in 2020. I was so slow. But I'm kind of methodical. I do everything slow. But it kind of sparked my interest in sewing again. So what this project takes, and I cut my fabric out with a laser. it takes, where's my other piece of fabric? There it is, right in my hand. Right in my hand. Oh, you sewed so many, Eve. Okay, so this takes one piece of fabric. I just have another piece because I feel like this is going to go so quickly. I was telling my husband I'll probably make two because I can't imagine this taking very long. And I don't want to be on for, you know, a teeny tiny little bit of time and then get off. But it is 3.5 inches wide by, I believe it's 14 long, but it is in the video description. Now let me see if I can't get this camera the way I want it. Hey, Jess. All right, let's add it. Now let's hope we don't get a bunch of echo squealing. Okay. Very, oops. Very, very good. Okay. Mylene says, Eve, I even crocheted hand sanitizer holders. Wow. Okay, so we have our one piece of fabric. And it is in the video description. Let me see what I said. I think it's 14 by 3.5, but I don't want to tell you incorrectly. Yes, 14 by 3.5. Then, because I'm using a thin fabric, she recommended some type of interfacing. And this is 13 by 3/4 inches. And I got to remember how she did all this. Wish I would have used fusible. Okay, so then she took her fabric and folded it over. It's like we're going to make bias tape, kind of. So that thing where you fold it over. Wish I had my iron over here. You know, I always iron, and I didn't bring it over here. So I'm going to hand press it. That's just finding the center. So now I'm going to fold this in. And just to hold it, I think I'm going to use a couple of clips because I'm going to have to lay down my little interfacing. So she talked about batting. This is interfacing, and it's the Shape Flex Pellon SF101 Shape Flex interfacing. And so it gives a little bit of structure. So now I'm going to lay that right here. And let's see, let's move it over a little bit. And then I'm going to fold this side over to the middle. And then let's just kind of finger press that. And just like when you're making homemade bias tape, now we fold both of those to the center, or fold it over. So I'm going to fold it over, and I'm going to start making some pins here, or adding some clips. Now when you're doing this, we're not going to clip all the way to the edge. And I feel like part of this is a process similar to what Demps does when she's making some of her scrunchies. But I'm not sure. When I watched it, that's how I felt. You think that is fusible? You know what? Let me fire up my heat press. I pressed my fabric before I got on here, and we'll just give it a little press in there, and it will fuse right to it, assuming it is fusible. Okay. So again, we're not going to go all the way to the ends. Now, I'm going to have to take all these clips off to press this, but it's okay. Yes, that's right. Jelly roll rug prep. All right, let's see. Light to medium weight, Shape Flex interfacing. Yes, it is fusible. Okay, look at this little picture of an iron up here. Picture of an iron right there. And it says fusible. Thank you so much, Rachel. Look at that quilt. That's cute. That's cute. It is, if it's a 10, All right, so let me let that heat up just a little bit more. Rachel, I'm not even sure if I said hi to you. So hi. Okay, let me make myself a little bit bigger. Okay. What are you guys all doing tonight? I know Visionary Creations is sewing along with me. What's everybody else doing? Chillaxing after a long day. I know Patrice is working. Oh, and that reminds me. So there's some of you in here, at least 4 or 5 of you in here that are doing the butterfly garden hanger thing with us. We're going to go ahead and do blocks 7 and 8 this Saturday. So 2 days from now at 5 p.m. Central. And then 2 weeks after that, we're going to do the Zoom. And that'll also be at 5 p.m. Central. And so if you, and I'll remind you Saturday night, if you have done the blocks and you want to be involved in the Zoom, and I'm praying that Gail Charles will so she can help us. You're finishing block 6 right now. Awesome. I need to do my block 6. But if you have done the blocks and you're going to participate in the Zoom, please send me an email. And my email address is makingwithmarilyn@gmail.com. And in the subject line, say something like Garden Hanger Zoom. And that way I can get your email. I can send you the invite to the Zoom. And that way, nobody gets left out. All right. That's hot enough. Now let's take all these clips off that I put on and press this thing. Now here's the deal. If I press it now, I'm afraid, no, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm trying to think through this. It's going to be fine. Hey, Mary Brown, welcome. You're making your sons and brothers aprons. I have 3 more to do. Excellent. Sharon's watching a softball game. So the Royals are on tonight. I don't know, is there another basketball game tonight? Because I watched Bonded Creations and she's rooting for the Knicks, and she made a shirt to wear yesterday, and the Knicks did win. Oh, okay, Gail. Okay. Spurs play tomorrow. Oh, yeah, Shay. So you probably didn't like the Knicks one. It is Eastern Central Time, Brandy. Okay. So, it feels like it fused on the side that was in. And then, wow, that is really nice. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and clip this back, and then we're going to unfold each end of it. And what we're going to do, is we're going to open up the ends, and you can see the interfacing. I hate that this camera is so dark. I'm sorry about that. But what we're going to do is we're going to fold our fabric in. And that should be a 1/2 inch, because that's the difference between the length of the interfacing and the fabric. The difference between those two was 1 inch, so a 1/2 inch at each side. So we're just going to clip these just on the ends, and we're going to sew that down. Boy, I hope I remember all the steps of this. That could be embarrassing. Should have won last night. I didn't see any of the game. Oh, thanks, Diane. Okay, so now let's open up this end. Oh, no. That's what Marilyn, you knew it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so one thing to note. Well, I guess it wouldn't matter if it sticks to that one or that one. Never mind. It just sticks to one of them. It's not sticky on both sides. Thank goodness. So now we're going to fold this one over it. And I don't have quite a 1/2 inch there, so Obviously, I didn't put it quite in the center, but it's gonna be fine. Not a big deal. And so we're just gonna fold these over. Now, what I think these could be really great for are things like team sports. Like if you're a fan of the Spurs or the Clippers or the Cowboys or the whoever's. If you have fabric that has a decently small print for that team, I think these could be really good. I mean, you can use any fabric you want, but I think those could be little things that make great gifts, maybe even sell them. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to sew along each end and tack that down or sew that down. And then I'm hoping that the little hardware that I have is going to be a good size for this. I'm hoping, I think it will. I think it will be. All right. I really wanted to sew standing up tonight. I've never sewn standing up, but I had the table extended up and the foot thing was going all the way to the ground. I was like, I want to try that. But then I was like, no. No, sit down, Marilyn. Sit down. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I have my stitch length on 2.5. Yes, exactly. Well, Eve, I used this when I made the bag with Rachel, and I think it was you, Patrice, Rachel, and I. And I have just enough for probably one more of these, and that's all I had left. And so I thought it'd be really cute to use tonight. Hey, Panetta, welcome. Okay, so I am using black thread. Black was going to match both my bandana fabric as well as, assuming I do another one, as well as this fabric. Okay. Boy, I hope I'm doing this right, or I'm going to look like a big old fool. Might have to take a video break in the middle of my live to go watch her video. All right, so let's put this down. And then I'm going to go ahead and come in just a little bit so I don't get my fabric stuck in there. And just going to sew across. I am going to do a little bit of a back stitch. So helps when you turn your machine on. My machine wasn't on. And I'm going to try to keep the fabric kind of even with this side just so it's straight. And I probably should have left less of it clipped. Almost straight. I veered off a little bit there, but it'll be okay. It will be fine. Now, has anybody watched the lady that I named in my video description? It's either Tamara, Tamara. I should actually watch her video and see how she pronounces her name. Or watch more of her videos. I did watch her video. Okay, so let's get that back. And then what we're going to do is we are going to put our little hardware on. Let me get one of them off. So because you're doing this all at one time and there's no open areas, you go ahead and you put your hardware. You go ahead and put your hardware on. Just move it to the middle somewhere. We're going to have to kind of move that around as we sew. But let's go ahead and finish this other end. Hey, Dorica. Hey, Coretta. Okay, Sharon's asking if if Eva's seen Kevin lately. I'm trying to think of when the last time was I saw him. It's been within the last couple weeks, I believe. But maybe it's been a little bit longer than that. I'm not sure, but I have seen him not too long ago. Okay, let's go ahead and get this needle where it goes. Now I'm farther away from this end on this. I don't like that. I want them to be about the same. So we're just going to fold it less so that it'll be about the same as the other end was. Okay, let me go ahead and unhook that a little bit further. Okay, so now if I have the edge of my presser foot at the edge of the fabric, I'm about the same as what I was on the other end. I don't even know why I put the clips on there. Okay. Now here's where my memory gets a little bit hazy on her process. But I believe that now we're just putting all this back the way it was, you know, like bias tape. And cutting off the extra thread. All right, so we're going to fold those back in. I was looking for my little mini backpacks before the live. Oh, that was a heck of a project. Now, this doesn't feel like it's coming out quite right. I don't think I have this piece folded under enough. Clips, clips, and more clips. No, something in right here. Okay. I think it has a, I think it kind of bows out in the middle, but we're not going to be too particular right now about that. Okay, let me think about this now. I'm pretty sure that now all we're going to do is, first we're going to sew up the seam, the side that's open, and then so that this side matches this side, we'll go back and we'll sew here. And we're going to use a tiny little seam allowance there, like 1/8 of an inch or so. Oh, okay, I think I don't know why I thought it was Kevin you were talking about. Or maybe Sharon asked about somebody else. I need to watch the chat better. Okay. So let's go ahead and sew down this side. And how am I going to know? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the middle of my presser foot as my guide for this. Let me get the needle down in there. And so hopefully this works out okay. And I'm not sure how I'm supposed to move this the whole time. Oh, I don't think I was supposed to put that on quite yet. Okay, I think I put it on a little too early. Let me just keep going. Let's keep going. This is going to turn out one way or another. Yeah, there was no reason for me to put that on yet. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Lisa. It's going to be fine. All right, I'm going to take this off. I put it on prematurely. Okay. Now we're going to go back down the other way. And I'm going to use that same middle of this point of the presser foot so that my stitching is about the same distance. Getting ready to storm here again, so may have to leave out. Okay, Sharon, be safe. So for anyone that's new, you might be able to see I'm not pushing my fabric, I'm not pulling my fabric. The machine does all that for you. I'm just guiding it in the right direction. Or hopefully in the right direction. Okay. Okay, Marlise, I believe you asked at the end of Picture Me Crafting's video who made the video for her. And it was Spillin' the Diversity. That's who made her little intro and outro. Rachel says you can make 50 of these in 1 hour. Let's go. You could. I couldn't. Now, what did I do wrong there? What did I do wrong there? What did I do wrong there? I did something wrong. This is not, okay, this was another way she showed. What she showed for this is not the way I wanted to do it, but this is the way this one's going to turn out. So what she showed is, for the third one she did, was go ahead and put both pieces through there and then bend this over and sew across it. And that works, but I liked her other method. I liked her other method. Hey, Jennifer, let me try to peek at this video real quick. And what was it? Tamara's Joy. I did something wrong. Do any of you know what I did wrong? Okay, there she is. I don't even know how long ago she did this video. It just popped up in my feed. She called them key fobs. Let me look for key fob. This was not supposed to work this way. Here it is right here. Sewn 3 ways. Let me buzz toward the end of this first way. Sorry about this, guys. Yeah, unbiased at this rate, I'll be lucky to get one done. Okay, what did she do? What did she do? What did she do? I don't want this ad. Like I said, this way will work. It's just not the way I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it the more slick way, like she did her first one. Hey, D. Smith. Show us what you have. Okay, just a minute, Lisa. I just found what I wanted to find. Okay, so she folded it together, made the bias tape. Oh, that's what she did. Okay. So it's too late. We're going to be making it like this. Oh, I'm hot. I'll do it the other way next time. So here's what I have, Lisa. It's this, but you have your other, your finished off edges here. That's not what I wanted, but that's what I have. So let's go ahead and finish this one. And then the second one, I'll make it the way that I really wanted to. Now I want to have one of these pieces a little bit longer than the other so it doesn't, so the other side doesn't poke out from under it. All right, so now all I'm going to do is sew this back and forth a couple times. Darn it. And I'm going to have to go turn the air conditioner on because I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm probably glistening. And not in a good way. Oh, my machine doesn't even want to go through it. And my machine's pretty old and mechanical and usually does. It's like, no, not today. Okay, what's going on here? What is going on here? I'm setting that aside. Okay, I gotta go turn my air conditioner on. I'll be right back. Okay, Lisa, you see what I was trying to do? Well, I'm gonna try to do it this next time. Okay. I better look at that picture before I get too far into this, too. Hey, Merlinda. Okay, where was that little picture in the video? Let me check it out to see when I need to change up what I'm doing. Here I had to open my big mouth to say how this was such a beginner project. And it really is. I should have written the steps down. Okay. So she made her bias tape. Then she sewed those ends together, pretty side to pretty side. That's why she had to put her key fob on there. Okay. Maryland. Let me find my live. I've lost my live now. I can't see anything. Hooey. Hey, Connie. Okay. Hey, Tim. Stems, you coming on tomorrow? All right, take 2. Key fob, take 2. All right. So if you came in later, and I apologize, Visionary Creations, here I've led you astray. Although that was one of the ways she showed. That was the third way she showed. That is not the way I wanted to do it. So we're going to go back to the drawing board. And what I'm going to do is make my little crease. And then I'm going to go ahead and press on my fusible stuff. And it's only going to fuse to one side. But just so no gooey stuff comes through the back side, I don't think it would. I am going to fold that over. If I have to rip it apart, I will, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oh, no, the heat press turned off. I think it's hot enough. It's 289. That should be hot enough. Yes, you're coming on for a bit tomorrow. Awesome. What are you going to do, Dimps? Hey, C. Mills. Visionary Creation says, I am done. Excellent. So, Visionary Creations, did you happen to watch the lady I'm talking about so you know the right way to do what I was trying to do? Or did you just do your first one the same way I did mine? Let me know, but I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you're doing it. Okay. So now we're going to fold this together. We'll fold it to the center. Finger press it down. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Now this is why I need to have my iron over here. Hold on. I don't like not having my iron. Even if I get a little bit of it pressed down, that might help hold it down some. Let's see. No, I make them all the time. Oh, good. So how do you make them? Do you make them the way you think I'm going to make this one, or a different way? I should have you come on and tell me step by step what to do, because I did not do it right. Let's see, what did it say? In my head, I remember how to make a tote bag, so we'll see. I'll bet you'll remember. I'll bet you remember. How big of a tote bag are you making? Thank you, Dams. I found this fabric as a fat quarter at Missouri Star Quilt Company when I went up and visited them a while back. And by visiting, I mean I went shopping there. Nothing special. Just went on a shopping trip with some family. It was special. But I mean, I didn't go up. They didn't ask me to come up. Thank you. All right, let me put a little crease on this side. Hopefully I'll get the clips under the heat press. Living dangerously, living dangerously. There we go. Uh-oh. Got one clip kind of stuck. I'm sorry, but I have to iron this. It's my OCD in me. You know, I didn't even look at the back of my hair. It could look terrible, and you're seeing it. But it doesn't matter. You guys don't care what my hair looks like. Obviously, it's usually down in my face here. Okay, take two. I cut it at 14 inches long by 3.5 inches wide. Ironing is good, isn't it? Okay, so now let's go back and do it the right way, the way I meant to do it, but I forgot that I meant to do it this way. So we are going to unfold. Lisa, I'm watching the chat. If I do something wrong, tell me. Because you know what I'm supposed to be doing. Unfold it here. Then I'm going to put pretty side to pretty side. And I'm going to sew about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm going to sew pretty much up to where my interfacing is. So if you're using interfacing, you cut it 1 inch shorter. So you're going to cut it at 13 and you cut it at 3/4 of an inch wide. Oh, I got to put my thingy on though, don't I? I have to put my hardware on. Okay. So before we sew that together, and then I wouldn't be able to, just going to slip my hardware on. Now we're going to open it up both ends, and sew pretty side to pretty side. Right close to that. But because that is thick, I'm going to try to avoid sewing over that. Visionary Creations, you want to post your wristlet? I'd love to see it. Where is my hardware? Oh, you probably saw that I didn't have it on there because there is a lag. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Fortunately, I barely remembered, but okay. So let's put this down about where I think it goes. That looks good to me. Move this up a little bit so the thing goes to the ground. And then I'm going to do a little back stitch. Let's get this kind of straightened up down here. Okay, if you remember the steps correctly, then hopefully these are easy. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're just going to fold that fabric back where it would go as if it were bias tape. Let's get rid of the excess thread. And then just fold that in. Now, I do want to press these open. And I don't have my iron on. I can't put this under the heat press, so I'm just going to finger press these open. All right, that'll work. Let's go ahead and clip it right here first so that those don't close back up, or it doesn't fold over the way I don't want it. Okay. So we're getting everything folded back the way it's supposed to be. And then I'm going to start sewing right here. Sorry, right here where my seam is. I need to get much better. Rachel, can you give me lessons on how to do a sewing live so people actually can see what you're doing? So now I'm going to do those top stitches. And so I think I'll take this little part off. And you know, earlier I said 2.5. I'm going to bump it up to 3 since they are just top stitches. Thanks, Rachel. Okay. So my seam is right here. So that's where I'm going to start. And I'm going to use the middle of this side of the presser foot to try to keep myself fairly straight. Straight enough. Oh, Marilyn, sew the other side first. The other side's the side that really needs to be secured first. Because the reason I say that is, see, this is the side that's open. And so I want to sew it first. That way I don't accidentally mess up how it ends together. I just think it makes more sense to sew this side first. Okay. Is that my bobbin thread hanging up there? Okay, hopefully you guys can see okay. So I'm coming upon my little hardware, so we just have to keep moving it. And then I want to get that over a little bit so it's where it should be. Hey, Katrina, did you get your pooling working okay? Hey, Miss Mimi's Designs. Hey, Renee. Katrine, did you get it working okay yet? I don't know if you've tried it since then, but I hope you did. And if it didn't, I hope that pooling was able to help you out. Okay, getting close to that again, so let's move it. And then we're getting close to where I started. I'm not loving that I'm getting off here a little bit, but it's okay. All right, so we have this one side done. We'll do the other side. Then we're going to do a certain thing to get these to finish off nicely. No. Oh, Katrina, I'm sorry. Rachel says hi to everybody. She's on her phone, so she can't tag everyone. All right, so we're going to go back and we're going to find that seam again. Here it is. So now we're just doing the same thing on this other side. Just a nice little top stitch. On this side, the top stitch truly is just decorative, just to kind of make the two sides match, because this side is enclosed. You wouldn't have to do this, but I think it looks better to do it. And it is going to hold it down better. Now before I get up here, let me trim off this thread right here. Okay. Much better, much better, much better. I was really confused last time on what in the world I did wrong. Okay, so we're just trimming off this excess thread. And then what we're going to do is we're going to find where that seam is. It's right here. Trim this off just a little bit more. So it's right here. So we're going to move our hardware right to there. And do you guys ever burn off your excess thread? I do in embroidery. I have no idea what kind of thread this is. I don't know if it would catch on fire or not. Bye, Nicole. Have fun at Bible study. We're going to try it. What in the world? Let's just try it. Hey, that works. Okay. So we have the hardware right there where that seam is. Now all we're going to do, hold on, I still have a little piece of thread that's bugging me. Go away, go away, go away. So all we're going to do is fold that over, and then what she did is, how could she see where her things were? She sewed two times. She said sew once or sew twice. And I do feel like my hardware is a little bit narrow for these. But now we're just going to sew right along here so that you keep your hardware here, and this is your wristlet part. Yes, she can do it. But her machine was acting a fool. She was doing things right, and her machine was acting a fool. I want to slightly have that offset. Do I? No, I don't. Just keep going the way you're doing it. Okay. So we're just going to sew across, maybe a ½ inch or so from it, just far enough away that your presser foot isn't on the hardware, but close enough that you still have plenty of room for your wrist. Yeah, it was your machine. Okay, so we're just going to sew across. Thank you guys for being here and hanging out. And then what I could do is I could backstitch, but I'm just going to turn it. And before I sew back, I'm going to go ahead and trim some of these threads. Because, as Shay says, I am thread insecure. I think that's what she says. But I feel like I can go in forward better than I go in reverse. So I just turned it. Ah! And take off really fast. So I'm going to go all the way to the edge and then backstitch a little bit. And then I ended where that top stitch was to try to kind of hide it. Now, why are you not coming out of my machine? What is wrong? What is wrong? Where'd my bobbin go? My bobbin is kind of wonky in there. There's something wrong in there, but we got the job done. We got the job done, thank goodness. Got it done. Okay. Cindy, are you talking about burning off the threads? You do that too? And I guess what you could do, if you wanted to do themed type things, you could use some polyester fabric and sublimate it. But anyway, that's what it looks like. So you can just have your keychain, your keys down here. You can snap on whatever you want. But that was easy, and I really like how this one turned out. Much better than, I might take this one apart. Much better than sewing them. Look at all that mess. And then flipping it over. I don't really love this excess bulk right here. I like this one a lot better. It just looks so finished off. So we'll see. I might take that apart, or I might throw it away and do the other one. Thank you. Thanks, Valerie. All right, let me get rid of that. And yeah, I think so too, Eve. All righty. Thank you guys so much for being here. I know it's a pretty short live, and I do apologize for that. I have a meeting at 9 in the morning, and I have to get a bunch of things done before that 9 o'clock meeting. So I'm going to be working on that and trying to watch a little bit of baseball. Bonded Creations, nice live. You and Dorica did a nice live. Now, if you weren't here earlier, Patrice and I are coming on this Saturday at 5 Central to do blocks 7 and 8, which are just 2 little triangles. Hopefully we'll get through both of them Saturday night. Then we have a Saturday off, and then we're doing the Zoom that following Saturday. So if you've done these garden hanger quilt blocks and you're going to, and you want to be in on the Zoom, maybe you've already sewn yours together, but if you've done them all and you want to be in the Zoom, we are going to sew the blocks together, and then we're going to finish off the backing. And so if you still need to do that with yours, or if you did the project and you want to show us your project, please feel free to come to the Zoom. Now, to get the link to the Zoom, you need to email me, makingwithmarilyn@gmail.com, and just put in the subject line, Butterfly Garden Hanger Zoom, and that way I'll know to send the invite to you. And I know most of you that have done the project, but I don't want to leave anybody out, because maybe somebody's done the project and they just haven't posted it in the Facebook groups or something like that. If you actually done it, I don't want to leave anyone out. And at that Zoom, we have some giveaways, and we're just going to have a good time, fun and fellowship. So this Saturday at 5, and then 2 Saturdays after that, which would be, let me look at that date. So this Saturday the 6th, and then Saturday the 20th is when we'll do the Zoom. So just send me an email, makingwithmarilyn@gmail.com. And then I'm not sure about tomorrow evening. I think maybe we're sewing a project. Maybe. I don't know. Haven't heard a final word. But remember, Dims is coming on tomorrow morning. So Dims, if you're still here, is it 9:30 Central, 10:30 your time, or what time are you coming on tomorrow? Oh, thank you, Bobby. Thank you. Thanks, Donzel. Pamela, thank you, and you're welcome. Thanks, Retired Crafter. Thank you, Bonded Creations. Let's see if I missed anything. Okay, yes, burning, most times, not always. That's the very first time I've done it with sewing. And now I'll probably become a habitual burner, because I like it. Because loose threads drive me crazy. Thank you, Gail. 10:30 Eastern time. Okay, so hopefully I see a bunch of you in Deb's chat tomorrow morning. Thank you, Katrina. And maybe tomorrow night on Patrice's channel. But I appreciate you coming in here. If you are not caught up on your medical screenings, please consider getting those scheduled. It truly could save your life. All right. I will see you guys later. Hopefully this Saturday, next Thursday, tomorrow night. I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for being here.